Welcome back to season 2 of Dynamic Joints Podcast. I know we made it. Congratulations, season 2, best friend. So this episode is all about the ins and outs of owning your own practice. So stay tuned to the very end because we have some Dynamic Joints healthy tips of the day. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Ding! Another episode of Dynamic Joints Podcast. It is yours truly, your physical therapist, the one and only world renowned. If you don't know about that, go back to season 1 and you'll hear all about it. Dr. Tyre.
You did a very wonderful intro, and I'm just going to slide right on in. I'm Dr. Angie. I am your occupational and physical therapist. She may be world renowned, but I am known. People know me from far and near and around the world. You know, there used to be a planet called Pluto. It used to be a planet. Okay. When you were in school, it was a planet. Oh. But the people there, they knew me.
But you said it used to be.
It used to be. They're all gone now. So you can't ask for verification. Back to what we're supposed to be talking about today, and that is behind the scenes of Dynamic Dual PT.
The ins and outs of owning your own practice.
That's right.
Boy, oh boy. I tell you one thing, it's not for the faint of heart.
It's not, but it's rewarding at the end of the day. Did we ever talk about why we opened our own?
We did. And so if you want to know about that, again, go to season 1.
Right. So I will kind of refresh some of you guys who may not have known us back then. But now you do because, this is world renowned.
World renowned people.
And I'm all in the solar planet, right?
Pluto. People used to be.
Used to be. They moved over here. They moved over here now.
Okay.
However, what we're going to talk about today is what we do as a clinic. Mm-hmm. But going a little behind that, we're going to talk about, I would say it's more of what drove us to becoming our own practice, and that is franchise practices, right? Mm-hmm. Working for other people and how they lost that connection of healthcare.
Yeah, and knowing that you can't provide good quality physical therapy or occupational therapy if it's a therapist to 2 patients or one therapist to 3 patients in an hour, sometimes in a 45-minute time slot. So we decided that we wanted to bring back quality healthcare to our career practice, physical and occupational therapy, and just show the world and the population this is what you deserve as a human being, is to have that one-on-one care, compassionate, that we listen to your concerns, we hear you out, and we address all the things that are giving you some ailments or problems. That way it improves your quality of life at the end of the day.
Right. So I think that gives a summary of why we opened up our clinic.
Absolutely.
Now, would you like to talk to the people about why we are called Dynamic Dual PT?
Well, because I am Batman.
Oh, goodness. Not this story again.
Yeah. I'm bringing it back from season 1. And if you guys, again, did not see it, go back to the videos, okay? You would not be upset or disappointed.
I thought you were going to threaten them you threatened me.
No.
But that's neither here nor there. Okay, back to the story.
So we did traveling therapy.
Right.
And as Dr. Angie mentioned, she is an OT and PT, so she has both degrees. Again, find a friend that you can exploit because I did. Moving forward, not staying there, she's a bully. Just want to make sure you guys know that. But we would have patients together and they would say, here comes the dynamic duo. And that's how the name stuck.
Right.
So we kept it ever since.
Everywhere we went, that's where it was.
Yeah.
Repeated contracts when we did traveling therapy, they would call us the same thing.
Absolutely.
And so the Dynamic Duo PT Plus kind of stands for multiple things. So it stands for both her and I, but it also talks about how OT and PT are pretty much connected. Mm-hmm. And they definitely are the dynamic duo. So our day-to-day, how does that go?
first I get up and I pray because I need God to just help me through my day and to help me deal with her. Okay. You guys don't know her on a personal level. I do. So I need all the help. But on a serious note, what we do is, let's just say you are new to our practice or to the clinic. We welcome you with open arms and a big smile on our face. Ding! And we make sure that we make you comfortable. So we ask you, what is the reason why you're here coming for either occupational therapy or physical therapy? Once we do an extensive evaluation, we set you up with a home exercise program. We make sure you understand what's happening to your body. Right. So therefore, you can prevent further things from happening on your own because we don't want you to be dependent on us.
Right. Or blame game, right? Because we get a lot of those people that, I've been to therapy before and it didn't work for me. It's just a waste of time. I could do all those exercises at home. I think that's another reason, kind of caveat, that we decide to open our own clinic is because if the patient walks in and they already know what to do, what am I serving?
Right. You don't need us.
You don't. You don't need me. You're just giving me extra paperwork. Mm-hmm. So that was one of my pet peeves. And so when our patients come in each day, they may know where to start up to warm up, but they have no idea what's coming next.
Yeah. And I think that separates us from the other clinics because it's an element of surprise each time our patients come in. And because of that, they have success stories, right? So what do you recall some of the patient success stories that they have? So, or not even their stories, what have you observed as their therapist from day one, from coming in for the evaluation all the way up to their discharge?
So I will say this, what I really enjoy is seeing that when patients walk in and they're afraid or they have this wall built up that, I'm not going to get any better. The doctor said I'm not going to get any better. I'm just doing this because they said I had to do it. And then we break that ice on day one. We break that ice. We've broken all of those barriers, and now they're willing to. So then the second and third visit that they come, now they've created friends in the clinic. They team up against Batman over here, and they're talking trash, and we love it. Like, I enjoy when people come in, and they don't look for me. They're looking for their friend who they can socialize with, talk trash about me to, and then tell me how great I did afterwards, right? So when you come in, it's created this community of we all want to feel better, and we know that we're in the right place. Because when we opened our doors, we said a prayer. We prayed over this place, and we only wanted people that wanted to get better, that would only have the right spirit, the right energy to come in and help elevate us, not as therapists, but as people, as human beings. I don't want to come to work and be mad. Mm-hmm. I don't want to come in and be like, I work with Lily James again. Like, that's not a real person. But that type of feeling I didn't want to have. And I had that when I worked at other places.
And what's really cool is one of our patients that said yesterday, she said, you know what, Tyre, every time when I walk in with a lot of pain and I'm limping. But when I leave, I walk straight and I'm happy. Mm-hmm. And not only does she feel better physically, but she feels better emotionally because we have set the environment and the atmosphere of being uplifting, lighthearted, easygoing. Again, she's a bully, so you guys pray for me.
I am at times, but I smile
as you're bullying.
As I'm bullying.
So that's just some of the success stories, because I don't want to dive too much into it, because we may have some of them come and talk from out of their own experience of being a patient and how did it make them feel from beginning to end. So you guys continue to stay tuned and
see what surprises we have coming.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So,
now, let's talk about, because that's as a therapist, but the ins and outs as a business owner in a outpatient therapy clinic. How does that work? And what would you say are some of the biggest challenges that we face here at Dynamic Duo PT?
Well, being that we are a small business, right? We're a small clinic. So it's literally just you and I, just me and you. Ooh, yeah.
All right,
so because of that, we first of all, Don't hate on my singing abilities.
It's not even
You
appropriate.
don't. It is. That song was fitting to what I was about to say. Nevertheless,
Take me out, Lord. Take me out.
but because it's just her and I, we literally wear multiple hats. So we are the receptionist, we are the administrative assistant, we are the office manager, we are the cleanup crew, we are your therapist, we are your listening ear, we are the fixer-upper. Well, she is.
We are the water girls.
Yeah.
We are the towel girls.
We are the world.
We
dynamic duo.
We get a lot of steps.
Yes. So I think that's one of the challenge is we do everything here. And because of that, it can interfere with the day-to-day routines of my singing and dancing because I like to entertain our patients. But if I'm busy answering phone calls or talking to insurance companies or things of that nature, I can't really be that entertaining.
Right. So for me, I think the challenges for owning our clinic is more of that back end stuff, right? So we have social media, which that was on your list. We have flyers we have to print. We have other networking engagements that we have to do. So it's not just monitoring and running the show inside of here, but it's what's going on the outside and making sure that we're known to help people and that we get our name out. Because at the end of the day, we're a business and we want to make sure money is coming in.
Yeah.
But we also want to make sure that our image is what we want it to be. We want people to know that we are the dynamic duo. We're friendly, we're fun, we're knowledgeable, we educate. So even though there are a lot of educational tips that we give to our clients, we actually go out and do corporate events. We go and talk to business owners. We have contracts with banks on how we can keep people healthy and working, right? Not because you need to work, but you are working because you feel good and you can work.
Absolutely. And then that also decreases workers' comp cases and things of that nature. So it benefits everyone.
Right.
We want to make sure that the whole person is treated. We want to make sure that, like I said earlier, all your concerns are met. So those are just some of the things that we do. Now, question for you. What is your favorite part other than being my business partner? What is your favorite part of being in business for yourself?
The flexibility. And I say that even though we don't have a lot of flexibility, the flexibility of it, right? So if something came up, i.e. my nephew graduated from college.
That was exciting.
An exciting day. It was in the middle of the week. It's like on a Wednesday or something.
Yeah.
And like, who is going to be able to go? He lives a couple of hours away, but being able to close my business, not have to report to anybody and say, we're gone today. We're going to go celebrate something that was monumental in his life and I need to be a part of it. But I like the idea of that I don't have to answer to anyone who's not willing to listen. And I will say when I used to work for people, I could be really, really sick. I could be down on it, no voice, headache, backache, whatever the case may be. And they're like, still come into work. We don't have anybody to cover you. You have to come in. You can't take this time off. You request for vacation and they deny it. Well, I'm still going on vacation. So that aspect of, I know you as my best friend, but as my business partner as well, that we're going to make sure that everything is covered. But money at the end of the day is not what makes us run, right? It's, we have a life outside of this. And so we're able to be flexible enough to make sure that we go to those things that our families would want us to be a part of.
Like when we went to Africa.
Oh, yeah.
And I almost died, guys, 3 times. But I'm not even going to dive into that.
She's here to tell the stories.
Barely.
And we have multiple stories, and she's always here to tell them all. Some of them are very close calls, but she's here. And that's all that matters.
Absolutely. So is it time for our dynamic roulette? Yeah, I think so. Da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-ba. Da-da-da. Okay.
So first we have to explain what this is.
Oh, well, I'm so excited. Go ahead and explain.
Right. So what we want to do is we want to start adding tidbits of what we do as therapists and how it would benefit you. So yes, we're giving you a lot of knowledge and education about the world of physical and occupational therapy as well as being business owners. But we also know that health is wealth, right? And there's a lot of things that you can do at home that would actually make you feel better. but you don't know where to start. We are giving very generalized education here. We always recommend you go seek your doctor's advice, find a physical therapist in your area. If you're in West Palm Beach, come see us. But we want to make sure that we kind of give you this little palette that this is a foundational skill. This is not necessarily going to solve all your problems, but it will give you insight.
Absolutely. That was a really good thing.
So these are very random. And her hands are very big. So if she picks out 8, we're only going to answer 1.
Always got to go.
I know, but look at the size of your hands. Put your hand next to them.
But they're effective.
Okay? Put your hand next to them. Just show the people. No.
Yeah, show them how baby hands you have.
That's rude.
Well,
I just asked you to compare the sizes. And then they were going to...
Adult. Okay. So how to reduce swelling after an injury? Ooh.
So what is swelling? That's a bad question.
That is a good question.
Usually there's some extra fluid somewhere that doesn't belong.
Yeah.
It's your body's way of kind of creating a support system where something isn't right.
Mm-hmm.
That's only going to do us harm.
Yeah.
And
because going back to episode 1 when you were hobbling, or maybe episode 2, one of them episodes in season 1 where she cried wolf so many times that her mom did not even believe that she had a broken ankle. But
you don't have to bring up the
I needed to. Was your ankle swollen at that time?
It was swollen.
Okay.
And my mom said, wrap it up. You'll be all right. And that's okay. Right?
That wrapping, I'm glad you said that. Why?
Welcome.
Because it goes along with the RICE technique.
Yes.
That means rest, ice, compression, or wrapping, and elevating, right?
Yes.
So when you have that acute swelling or that acute injury that causes whatever body part to swell up, we ask that you do the RICE method because that is going to help control that swelling and hopefully help decrease your pain.
Right. And it's all in where it is too, right? If there was an injury such as my ankle being sprained, broken, whatever the case may be, I might have a certain location of swelling. And then there's swelling that people have that come to see us that their leg is just swollen and you can push your finger in it and you see your fingerprint. That's a different style of swelling, still swelling. And then you have where people may have a joint replacement and they have swelling inside of the joint, which is called joint effusion, which also all benefits from the same thing. We just have to be mindful of the stages you are at. Massage helps too to get stuff out.
Yep, absolutely. So again, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Welcome back to season 2. We're super excited. So make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll know when the next episode drops. Have a good day, guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Take it out.